Hey, how's it going, all you lovely people at Shut Door or Doorshutter, coming back to you with a brand new episode of the Direwolf20 1.20 mod pack. And today, before we get into anything, I just want to mention we have some hardware upgrades. Up in the top right, you can see there's an AMD Ryzen 9 5900X installed in my computer now, which is fantastic. So we should have a little bit less performance issues. I believe the CPU I had in here was a 5600G, which is just kind of a little bit better than what I had, which I believe beforehand was a 2700, something like that, 2800 Ryzen processor. And so, yeah, I've actually got a little bit better. Of course, I think Ryzen 8000 series is coming out quite soon. So I just did not have the money to kind of get a new motherboard, to get a new 7000 series, to get the new RAM, the DDR5, and a whole bunch of other shenanigans. So I just went and found a pretty decent deal on a Ryzen 5900X and also a new CPU air cooler, which I believe is the Noctua D15, the Chroma black one, which is fantastic. And yeah, so we've got some upgrades, right? And I quickly just wanted to bring this to you guys' attention. So hopefully we can do a little bit more without having so many stutter issues. Because actually, I updated my chipset drivers and a whole bunch of other stuff, BIOS and all that, and it actually decreased their performance for the last processor I had, that 5600G. And so we had a little bit of stuttering, I believe, in the last few episodes. And so this should remedy it. We should be golden. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. Let's get right into the video. All right, so today's episode, we're going to be focusing on automating AE2 just a little bit more, because I want to get to the wireless quantum bridge stuff, right? So we want to be able to access our inventory, or all of our items, basically, anywhere we ever go, okay? And to do that, we need to first think about automating this process, which is the whole logic processors, engineering processors, and calculation processors, but we don't have this automated. We have it to where we could drop it in, and then it goes, but we don't have a way to say, hey, I need this much, items, and we need to get that done, okay? So what I want to do, I also need to get this actually figured out as well, because this is not automated either. It's just sitting over here, right? We don't have the ability to pull from this. So we need to figure that out as well. So I think what we might do is, well, the problem is I don't want to just have this just constantly being pulled from. You know what? Let's try something. Let's grab a normal oak drawer, because I don't think I've ever tried this. And this may be something we can do, and that I've just never thought about. So let's see. So if we grab a oak drawer, an entangled block, bind the entangled block to the drawer here, and we get a, say, iron downgrade. That doesn't even matter. We just need an inventory checker. Inventory checker. Perfect. And I want to check the inventory of the entangled block. We'll get rid of demon slates. So I want to say if there is 20 items in here, we're going to produce a redstone signal. Okay? Boom. So I'm going to grab, what did we say, 20? So I'm going to grab these redstone lamps. I'm going to throw them in here. Okay? So if I take out to 19... Okay, so this does work. Alright, so that is fantastic. So I think we could kind of use this, or we could do wireless redstone transmission. It doesn't really matter which one we do, I don't think. We may look at the redstone transmitters and stuff, because we basically want to transmit to this drawer. We could just do an ender chest. I think we'll just do an ender chest. 2 sets of ender chests. And we'll grab some sort of dye. Just blue dye, that'll work. So we'll say top and bottom band for one set, middle and bottom band for the next set. Okay, and I think what we'll do is we'll just set these here, and we'll set this here. The inventory checkers are going to be kind of useless, though, here. That's the problem. So we may want to... Yeah, we'll figure it out. It's okay. So let's snag this and this. Accidentally till the ground there. And we're just going to grab some item pipes. So this right here. Droppers, a couple of these. We're just going to pipe into this. We probably also want to get some Ender... Eyes of Ender. Okay. Just to upgrade that. And then... I guess we could really just kind of clean this up a little here. Just do this. So it's not sticking out so far. So smack that, smack that. And let's grab some pipe upgrades. Just 2 of these advanced. Okay. Let's go back over here. Nope, not. I don't need to go here. I need to go... Oh, goodness. Need to go here. And I think we're going to just put drawers here. Okay, let's grab some oak planks. 3,000, that looks good. Also, I guess still no updates on bamboo drawers or anything like that either. And I guess we could kind of set ender chest, disable, enable. We probably could have just thrown this into one ender chest, honestly. It's okay. In case we need him somewhere else. Oh, this one had an ultimate on it. That's fine. Okay. So we're gonna grab Certus Quartz Dust, Certus Quartz Clusters, or crystals, not clusters, goodness. And then we're gonna get an inventory checker here. Let's just wrench it. There we go. And then we're gonna want another inventory checker. Surprised I still haven't made these to auto-craft. One of these days. One of these days. Anyway. Another inventory checker. And then we're going to grab redstone, or wireless redstone. RF tools, wireless. Is it? I think it's transmitter and receiver, isn't it? So yes, we got the transmitter. So we'll grab 2 of those, and then a receiver. Okay. So we want to transmit the signal and then receive it over in the other areas. Okay. So we're going to shift click to do this. So this, I will say channel dust. Let's just do C dust. And then here is C crystal. So that's Certus Quartz Crystal, Certus Quartz Dust. And then we're going to split this. So we're going to right-click with that one, right-click with that one. And that should be everything we need to do here. So let's grab some stone. And then, oh, we also probably want to grab storage, drawers. Probably grab some upgrades. Probably not a bad idea to get those immediately. Alright, it might have helped if I actually attached them to the drawer system. But yeah, we just transferred it over to the whites anyway, just because why not? So, Certus Quartz Dust. We're going to set this to be 10,000. And then here, we're going to set the Certus Quartz Crystals as 10,000. Actually, you know what? Let's do 25,000 on both. Might as well. Okay. And then that way, we should be golden to then go set up these receivers. These aren't that hard to set up, by the way. All you really need to do is instead of the inventory checker here, we're just going to take this out, and we're going to put the redstone receiver, and we're going to just flip the rotation. Perfect. So this should output anytime we get that signal back from the base. We'll just have to make sure everything's chunk loaded properly, which I think all of this is chunk loaded. I think this is chunk loaded by FTB chunks, if I'm not mistaken. Like the whole base area. So yeah, we should be golden with that. So let's grab some stone here. Okay. And then we need to just change out the other one, which is this one, which is this. Oh, that's the inventory checker still. Hold on. And did we get these right? I believe I didn't get these right. Yeah, this is the crystal one. So this is the crystal one. Doesn't really matter. They're both set to the same output. But, you know, we'll just keep it consistent. You know, 2,500 on both. So, okay. So, crystal dust, crystals, or Certus quartz crystals, and then Certus quartz dust. Perfect. So, boop, boop, boop. Boom. What you got? Protection, mending, unbreaking, stable footing. See, I really need that stable footing enchant, actually. I don't really care about any of the other ones. I really want that stable footing enchant. Because that would be nice to just have. So let's actually quickly grab that. So boots. We have a pair here. I think you'll take those. I don't know if you'll actually take enchanted stuff. Emeralds. Yes, he will. Cool. Okay, let's go quickly disenchant those off camera. Be right back. Also, I don't know if you read the stable footing enchant, but basically it allows for us to break everything at a normal speed, which is fantastic because at the end of the day, that means we will be able to just kind of mine while we're flying and or swimming. I'm pretty sure it's also swimming. Negates mining speed penalty for flying, so not swimming, which is, I think, an aqua affinity, honestly. Which is the one for water, so we just don't have that either. But, oh well. That'll work. Anyway, so we should be good on this. This should slowly, over time, fill into this chest. Now, the next thing we need to take care of is actually getting the pieces over here. Okay? So we're going to take out this chest, and we're going to probably put this output chest, which is this one. We're going to make sure that we don't have a connection here. We only have a connection there. And we're going to put the actual ender chest here and take an item pipe, put that there. So we can filter in redstone, right? So we'll grab... You know what? We'll use the ender chest that we actually already have. So we'll say this one. And we'll grab here and here. Okay, and we'll need to filter, so redstone can only be pushed up, and then here we can actually say blacklist redstone. So now we should see redstone filter up here, which actually looks like we already have a little bit of redstone. We're going to take this out of here, because I think redstone's actually filled into all of these anyway. And now all we need to do is make sure that the iron, gold, and redstone stuff are pushed in here. So let's actually see. Do we have stone? Where is... I'm pretty sure this is quarried stone, right? Yes. Perfect. Let's kind of clean this up a little bit here. Oh, it's because that is a trapdoor. I forget. Anyway, there we go. Okay, so now we need to get this one set to the actual right frequency. Which will just take some more blue dye to do. Blue dye, and then we need white dye. Okay. And then we're just going to basically put a pattern interface on this. So we're going to act like this is actually a processing upgrade. So let's just set this... Is this actually full? I can't remember. So it's actually only... It's got 7 channels. So if I actually put this here, it's going to be the end of it. So let's see. So pattern, we'll just grab this. We'll set this here, and we can make our processing patterns here. So we need at, which ones do we need? AE2. We need logic. So this one. So we need gold. Okay, so 1 gold, 1 redstone. 1 redstone. So gold, redstone. Let's make sure we switch this to a processing pattern. And we're going to grab logic. So that'll equal this. And if you didn't know, you could actually drag stuff into the AE2 thing. You don't really need to just go grab items out of your system. But that should equal a logic processing pattern. And then, of course, a diamond. Oh, goodness gracious. I did not mean to do that. So this equals a engineering, I believe. So equals this one. And then calculation. So this one. And a Certus quartz crystal. If you just right-click to get 1, by the way, instead of doing 64. And I did not actually get the diamond one, did I? Whoops. Okay, and then engineering. There is also, of course, the other one. By the way, what is that called? Engineer. There is the one from processor. Yeah, there's also this one, the accumulation, which we're just not going to worry about right now. Did I just do that again? If I could focus for a second here. Might help. Okay, there we go. And then we'll just do this. So what should happen, and actually, I'm going to go take the redstone out. Well, So the only problem I see with this is we have redstone currently in there. And, I mean, I guess we could just send it. Let's just go to the warehouse. So if we send this, so if we want engineer, let's just do craftable. We'll do 10. So we have 10 redstone in there, which actually this works, I think. The way I'm thinking, this might just work for us. Okay, so there should be 10. It is 10. Perfect. So the way I'm thinking this works is basically if we were to have 64 in here, right? Like how we do. Basically, whenever it makes 10, it's going to replace it with the redstone we've provided into the system. The only issue I could see is that this barrel gets full of redstone. Okay? And I think to do something with that, we would just want to grab sophisticated storage, tier upgrade. So take it from a normal one to a basic, and then a basic to a diamond tier. So we just need to go here, to gold, to diamond, and I think we could probably do netherite, but I'm not going to worry about it, so we'll grab a diamond one. So basic to diamond, and then we will then also do this. Perfect. Kind of upgrade that stuff. I also probably want to get drawer, so functional storage. I want to get a drawer upgrade, so we can actually hold more silicone in here. And I can't remember, how are we doing the silicone? I think we're still doing it over here, right? Where we're processing it and smelting it immediately. I think. Or is it this one? I think it's this one. So let's unbreak that system real quick, because I figured that would be broken. Vanquished. Okay, so that should be good. We should be able to kind of start that process. Okay, so now the reason we wanted to do that, and also I guess we kind of need to get those out of here, is just because now we should be able to kind of breeze through the next part of this. Hopefully. Just a little bit easier. Which is getting the singularities. So, to get a singularity, I believe we need a 256k part, which is this right here, which does require skystone dust, and I don't know if there's a way to get... There is, and we could use the extractor. Okay, so we need skystone and a not-so-mysterious cube. Okay, so that's going to be a thing I have to go grab, because I don't think I have a cube anymore. Okay, let me go grab one of those. I can just go find an AE2 meteorite. We need a silk touch pickaxe, though, and I do not have one of those. Silk touch. Okay, let me grab that, and we'll be right back. Alright, so I think this is how this is supposed to work. We're gonna see. We may need to rotate this, but we'll give it a try here first. Okay, so let's try rotating. Okay. Do I need to surround this with actual skystone, like this actual piece? No. Okay. Let's see here. Where is the skystone recipe listed? Let's just look real quick on this instead. So it looks like extractor. Oh, there needs to be one under. Is that what my problem is? I accidentally just flipped those. No, I have one under here. So I had one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, which is the extractor. Right? That should be about correct. It's not giving me anything. But my... Hold on. Cube. My other thing... Okay, so this is not so far, no matter how close. So if we look at this, is that problem? Or does this break and change that quote every single time? Okay, so I'm curious. Would I need to craft this by myself? Let's try that. Well, we'll go through the available options, right? I think that's a good idea. So we'll do ME controller, and we'll get not so mysterious cubes. Is that what it is? And I just completely missed that? It is a not so mysterious cube. Okay, so we'll try this. Perfect. So that was the issue. I just thought it was a mysterious cube. Turns out it was a not so mysterious cube, and that is a-okay. We are golden. We are cruising, and yeah, let's get that put away. So we could make more of these in that case. But for right now, I think we're going to just kind of go with this. And I'm going to let it build up. And we'll be right back. Alright, so I've got the 256K storage component. That is awesome. So this is auto-craftable now. And, of course, over time, we will get more skystone dust. I just grabbed about 3 stacks. And called it good. So let's get a matter condenser, I believe is what we're looking at. So matter condenser, which is this thing right here. And I believe the biggest thing with this is we need to kind of push in a lot of items. Cobblestone, most likely. And we can do that quite quickly with, what do you call it? With pedestals. So let's get this set up here. So I think what I want to do is I'm probably going to set this outside. But does this need power? It doesn't look like it needs power. Okay. So let's actually quickly look at this real fast, because there is a guide on here. Singularity mode, the condenser makes singularities of whatever you put in it. The mode requires that you use a storage component in the top slot of the condenser. Singularities take 256 items or buckets each, so a 64 component is more... Wait, what? Okay, so we could just use The 64K. This is what always gets me confused, is the 256 items. So the 64K would work perfectly. Okay, we'll just grab some 64Ks and keep the 256. That is fine by me. So 64K, let's just grab... Is that good? 64? I think it should actually activate this whole thing sooner or later. So we'll let that run. And what I want to do is grab some material generators. Okay, and I think we're going to need our, not speed augment, but our actual upgrade tool here. And we're going to want to get, let's see. This block has 6 sides. But I want to keep one for output. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then each block could technically have more pedestals on it. Let's go for 64. Okay. Let me get all of the material generators, and I think we'll just need some stone. And what we'll do is I think we could probably just kind of set this up somewhere out of the way. So right here, where we used to have our mob farm, sounds good. And what we're going to do is we're going to just have a matter condenser, a pedestal probably here. So that's 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3 here. 1, 2, 3 here. 1, 2, 3 here. And we're going to actually not set these in the ground. Probably. Let me see. So if we just do this, because we're going to need to set one in the ground as well, right? So we'll set that there. And then we can have a... Maybe I want to set this up higher. I'm trying to think of this because I've never actually done the singularities on camera before. So we're kind of going to try and make the best plan before we get this going. So let's get blocks. Scroll all the way down to get some dirt. So I probably want to set the first set here, which is going to be the bottom one. And then another block here. And this may just be overkill, which is exactly what we want in a situation like this. Okay. Because if you don't know, pedestals can be placed on any side of the block and could be placed on all sides of the block. So basically what we're trying to come up with here is a way to get as many pedestals as possible to then funnel into the singularity, the material condenser to make a singularity, right? So we're going to say singularity, which is this one, and we're going to put in our 64Ks. So we'll just grab as many as we have right now. So we have 1. So we could also entangle block this as well. So we actually could, let's see. So this is 3 blocks away. How many blocks away is this? 1, 2, 3. So let's actually place that here. And then we could go 1, 2, 3 block. And I'm going to grab the pedestals. You guys have seen me set these up most likely. I'm going to accelerate them, get them at the highest speed possible on all of the sides. So there's 6 sides per, which means that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we have a lot to get through. So let me do that and I'll be right back. All right, so we're doing something before we're getting into the material generators, which is actually hooking up some fluid into our system here. So I have a 256 ME fluid storage cell, which can hold 18 types of fluid. Has 262 bytes, so we can store quite a bit of fluid in here. But we're going to be doing something interesting with the water, which is actually get a storage bus, put it on a sink, and call it a day. So we actually have water already in here, so 2.1 million. This will be able to be pushed, be pulled, all of that stuff. So if I actually just click on it, I can get a bucket. If I want to just take this out, of course, I can now do so. So we can actually auto-craft with buckets, not really being a big issue, okay? So an ender tank, I think we have a lava ender tank, which is this one, right? Where it's got the... No, it's all white. What is this one? Liquid meat. Okay, so we're just going to actually grab some white dye and convert this into a lava tank here. And we're going to want to set this here most likely. Let's see. Looks like we already have a pipe here for some reason. So we're going to use this one anyway. Or that one. It doesn't really matter. And we're going to get... Oh, not that. I guess we really don't need that there then, if we're just anchoring it. We're going to want to get an export bus, or an import bus in this case, because that is the opposite of what we'd want. Okay, but we're also going to want to get some sort of toggle switch. So applied toggle. So toggle bus. Okay, so we're going to do this, grab a cable, which I kind of want. Yeah, we'll just do that. That's fine. And we're going to want some sort of detector. So applied detector. Maybe not that. Where is it at? Level emitter. There's an energy, there's the level. And I don't think there's an inverted one. There's an inverted toggle bus, which is probably what I'm thinking. So let's quickly grab network tool, do that. And then we'll just do an inverse cable. I think that's kind of what we're looking for. And then we're going to want to try and figure out how we're going to do this here. So this has always been the issue with these, is the fact that it's kind of a little difficult to figure out how we're going to do this. So I think we could probably throw... Okay, hold on. So let's detach that. Let's put the toggle... We're just going to set a normal toggle bus here, I think. Just try this for a second. Okay, so it's not going to go there. So let's do this. Because the problem is I want it right on the other cable. Because this is technically the same block. That's the problem. Okay, so we need to figure out how we want to go about doing that. Perfect. And then we're going to want to do our import bus back on here. And then, so this is online. So this should actually be currently pumping lava into our system. Okay, which it is. Perfect. Exactly what we want right now. And then if we get the level emitter and a redstone, let's do laser node. Or actually redstone conduit. Shouldn't this work? Hopefully. So we should be able to force this here. Okay, so we're not able to force that. Laser node. It's a little extreme, but I think that's probably our best option. And I think we could substitute this by just doing a redstone conduit, doing that, grabbing our card thing on the down direction, do input, and then here do output, strong. And then we're going to need some sort of bucket of lava to actually tell this what we're looking for. So this, let's not do that. So right click to do this. And we're going to say 50,000. Okay. So we also need to make sure we specify insert there, extract there. Okay, so that looks good. And then on the down, of course, we're inputting. And on the Fluix cable side, we are outputting a strong signal. Okay, so now if we were to say, hey, we only want 1,000, this should toggle. Actually, that's 1,000 buckets, ain't it? Hold on. Let me think. So yeah, we've got like 50 buckets in there. So let's do, instead of a 50,000 bar, what was that? What did I put? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 50,000 buckets. Let's do a reasonable amount and say like 1,000, 150. 150, but if we do 25, this should toggle and should prevent this from being online. So you can see that it's offline. So now we should be able to say 150, a reasonable amount. Okay, so we've got one of these set up here. This is definitely not pretty. I'm kind of thinking entangled blocks might be a bit easier to do this. So let's actually work on that. So entangled, we'll just use these because I think this is going to make things significantly easier. So we're going to try that for one of these sides here. So I think what I want to do is kind of just have one block, boom, 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 and then here, just do it this way, and then we can have our pipes running down center. We'll make sure to just get rid of that, and we can then do our binder. Where's my binder at here? Right there. And we may want to actually do pipes this way, just because if we do it this way, we shouldn't run into issues of pulling from both sides, because I know that can be a potential issue. So, and what I mean by that is, like, if this side's trying to pull and this side's trying to pull, it actually causes some issues unless there's no items in one inventory. So we'll try and avoid that real quick as well. So we'll just kind of get all of these entangled. There we go. And then we're going to then set... Why is my hammer out of my backpack? Okay, let's toss that stuff in there real quick. I just made some more pipe upgrades. I actually made quite a few, just so that way we have all of them for this system. Okay, just make sure. We'll toggle the bottoms. Okay. And then we're going to reset this side probably. And it looks like we may need to push or kind of like stagger these a little bit, if that makes sense. Because if we set this here, we're going to run into the issues that we're trying to avoid on one side. So we'll do 1, 2, 3. And then we can do a block in the center. 1, 2, 3. And we can have a pipe. We'll kind of set our pipes that are going to conflict here, just so that way we can actually get them unconflicted. So there, there, and there. And that should be golden. So kind of just like that. And then the other side will be just like that one. And that side will be just like that one. For the top, I think the top and the bottom, we're probably going to just entangle this matter condenser and then put it on the ground with all 6 on one side, 6 on one side, pushing into that, because that seems like a better option. So let's get rid of these pipes. I really was kind of thinking to do this all with normal just pipes and everything other than entangled, but the issue does become it's going to look sloppily. And I just want to be able to understand what is happening in a sense. So let's just grab all of these. And every single one of these has been upgraded in speed, by the way, to tier 4. Which did cost like 116 or so, what do you call it? Diamonds and obsidian. I'm not really worried about the obsidian, but the diamonds, that was a lot. That was a lot of diamonds, I will not lie. Hopefully we can get those back. I actually have a builder running somewhere off in the overworld to kind of excavate an aether slate cave, just so you guys know. I did just set that up off camera, so that way we're able to kind of just progress a little bit through that, because it has been a while since we were able to really look at aether slate stuff, because of course we don't have a real good method of obtaining that suspicious aether slate, which is what we need to find a template. So I was trying to see if we could find one of those smithing templates. No luck so far, because I did actually recently just go out there. So, you know, it's gonna take a while. All right, so just like that. Perfect. So we are cruising, but I'm hoping this next side added will be pretty decent for it. But let me get this done, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so this is completed. We have all of the sides on all 6 faces covered in pipes, besides, of course, the top, just because I did want to try and configure something to make it look a little funny. But I just put them on the bottom, so there's 5 on each side, and then 2 in the center, just to make it symmetrical. And yeah, this is awesome. Genuinely, I've never seen anything like as interesting as this. But yeah, we are doing pretty decently. I don't know the full speed at which this operates, of course, because this is just go for it and see what happens. But I do want to get this bound to an entangled block. So that way we can actually output the items that we need. So we'll go here, and we're going to just bind to that. We're going to grab some storage drawers. So let's grab this, and then let's grab another one. So we're going to say here, take out the redstone lamps, and once we get our first singularity, we'll be able to kind of specify which and which, right? So we're almost there. So I would probably say at least every 5 minutes we'll get a singularity. Almost, I would think. That's just kind of my estimations from seeing this, because I haven't actually been running this at full speed the entire time, of course, because we kind of just been adding to it. So that is something to take into account. 64K. Okay. And then toss those in there. Okay, so that is actually taking them. We don't have a way to automatically put these in here, do we? Because I think I just voided quite a bit of those. Whoops. Okay, we'll just throw one in. I don't know why that's the case, but that is the case. Okay. I don't know how people automate singularities then. Definitely not the way that I was just trying to do it. Anyway, yeah, that is awesome. Okay, so we've got our first singularity, which is awesome. And so we could look at getting the inscriber and accumulation press for mega cells, but I think for right now, we want to be able to get the quantum entangled singularity, which can then be used for the quantum bridge. So we just need TNT and ender pearl. And we can just do this inside of one of our loaded chunks so it doesn't blow anything up. So we'll just go over here. That looks good. So right about here, throw a ender pearl and a magnet, or turn off our magnet. Grab an ender pearl and a singularity. So boom, boom, and then TNT, ignite. So that gives us 2 quantum entangled singularities, and we will learn about these in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of the Direwolf20 1.20 mod pack. It has been fun adding a little bit more automation and kind of clarity into our whole system, because this definitely was needed. We've kind of been just avoiding doing a lot of AE2 automation and getting things like actual automatic, because, I mean, we've had the whole inscriber press stuff behind me and the warehouse for quite a while. We've just never hooked it up to the main system, and we've had patterns and all that stuff kind of able to be used. We just haven't worried about it. So I'm glad we're worrying about it. I'm glad we're figuring things out, and hopefully next episode we'll get a quantum singularity thing figured out so we get the quantum bridge, have some wireless access across dimensions to our items, and have to stop popping back and forth, left and right, to get projects done. Thank you guys. Stay awesome. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.